Let's take a look at the rest of the initial light types in 3D Studio here. So we close this and go back to Create and Lights. Now we can create some spotlights. So we can either create a target spot or a free spot. If we create a free spot, I'm just going to drag and drop and draw it there, and then I can rotate that spotlight around however I want. So spotlight's got a pretty narrow cone angle right now. So right in spotlights, you have all the other parameters of an Omni light, but you also have spotlight parameters. So if we open that up, we have a light cone, because a spotlight is by definition a light that's implied to be in some kind of housing, and it just emits in a cone shape. So you have a hotspot, beam, and a fall off and field. So the way that I do this is very similar to the way that I do the attenuation. Is if you take hotspot beam and widen it and then narrow it, widening hotspot beam past fall off field will actually increase that fall off field number, and then you can narrow that hotspot beam number. And what that is, it's similar to attenuation, but it's attenuation based on from the radial center of spotlight out. So within that smaller cone, which is the hotspot beam, within that smaller cone the spotlight will be full intensity. Past, or in this region, so fall off field, it will diminish to 0. So this is a region of blur, essentially. So I can increase these separately, right, like so, but I usually widen this, then narrow it some. And what that's going to give me is this kind of a light that I can, just point at things and have this cone angle of illumination. Okay, so you can also have a spotlight. If you go back to Create, you can have a target spot, which allows you to draw. What you do is you click and drag, and then that will give the spotlight a target that it can look at. So you can move the spotlight separately from its target. So I can always say, well, always, keep the light trained on the wheel there. And when I do that, no matter where I move this spotlight around, it will always stay targeted to that location that I specified with the target. Now I can take the light, that spotlight, and I can change this from targeted to free at any time that I want. So really, these light types, again, as I said before, there's really only a couple light types, because I can switch between spot and omni, and I can turn on and off target at any time that I want.